Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be doing a Vivid Voltage set review. I'm just going to go ahead and look over any cards I think could be relevant. This is my first time looking at the majority of the cards in detail. I'll tell you what I think of each card, maybe any thoughts, possible combinations off the top of my head, and then give it a rating between 1 and 5 stars. I'm going to skip over the irrelevant cards, and we'll just take a look and see what could potentially be good in the set. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, it really does help us out. Check out those other links in the description. Join our Discord, got plenty of chat channels in there. We're getting really close to 200 members, so it'd be really great if we could break that barrier sometime soon. Tournament series is ongoing. At the time of filming this, we're coming up on our Last Chance Qualifier and Invitational. Season 2 should be starting soon, so keep your eye out for that. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into this. So, cards like Weedle, we're just going to go ahead and skip over. Bug Hunch, yeah, but like, nothing crazy there. So, first card I want to look over is Beedrill. Elusive Master is an ability we've seen before on Greninja GX. We have seen it see some play in Mewtwo and Mew GX decks. Obviously, this card not going to be great in Mewtwo and Mew, but it could be a really interesting draw engine. I'm not really sure like how good it could be, simply because it takes a bench space. Its attack is still pretty underwhelming. Something like Inteleon is just better. It's got a good ability, but I think this could potentially see some play situationally. I'm not really sure like exactly what I could see playing, but just like drawing through cards without a supporter is okay. Free Retreat is pretty good. I think it could see a little bit of play. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Not an amazing card, but still could potentially see some play. This doesn't look great. Neither does this. U-turn could be like okay, but it seems like something like Sawsbuck from Cosmic Eclipse is better. Like this can attack for a like twin, but you may as well use like Greedent at this point. Like it's a stage 1, 15 damage is really underwhelming, and you'll probably lose the game before you have a chance to win with that anyways. Next card's probably going to be our first Amazing Rare. Celebi Amazing Rare. So, that's really interesting. Okay, so first Amazing Rare. So, it looks like they have, like, really weird energy costs, which I think is pretty cool. It'll definitely be interesting to play around. So, Energy Press it's not an amazing attack. It could be good situationally, just come out of nowhere if your opponent has, like, a Reshiram Charizard with 6 energies on it or something. Or a Pikachu and Zekrom with 6 energies. Or, I don't know, something else with a bunch of energies on it. Maybe, like, a Centiskorch VMAX. Those seem like all relevant inclusions. And for 1 energy, you can swing for, like, 180 just out of nowhere, which could be really good. But of course, we want to look at Amazing Bloom here. For each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves for it. Put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Now, we have Tapu Koko Prism Star available in the format, which I think is the main reason this card is playable. I think, unfortunately, Evolution decks right now are, frankly, terrible. There is no point in using them. This card is okay. If you go second, you can start setting up some stuff, but I really don't think it's worth it in the long run. So I think it could be okay. I think it's very dependent on how good the evolution Pokemon are in this set. Currently, I don't think that there are very many that would even be worth playing. Like, you can get turn 2 stage 2s, which could be really interesting, but the Psychic Lightning Grass requirements are all quite interesting. Maybe in something like Shiftry, which I guess we'll move into next, but I think overall, I think this is a good card. In the right format, it's very good. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 overall, but in this specific format, it's a 1 out of 5 for me, because there's so few evolution Pokemon that are worth playing that would work with this. Something like VMAX Pokemon, like, technically would work, but there's really no reason to do that. Especially with that typing, it just seems really weird. Like, in the right format, 3 out of 5, but right now, it's a 1 out of 5 for me. So this Shiftry, definitely one of my favorite cards from this set, makes each of your opponents hop, prevents Ball Hazarders, which I think is really interesting. If you can ever set this up, maybe of course using that Celebi, you can get this out turn 2. You can kind of force your opponent to brick. If they rely on something like Welder, it can be very difficult for them to knock this out, especially if you get like a few C dots down, turn 1, evolve them all into Nuzleaf, and then set up 2 or even 3 Shiftry quickly. You can prevent your opponent from playing Welder like more than once in the entire game, which is kind of crazy. Its attack is also a little bit disruptive. And 110 for 2 energy isn't terrible with that bonus effect and ability. So I'm going to give this card 2 out of 5 stars. It still seems bad. It's a stage 2. It requires a lot of setup, and even with it, some decks are just going to be able to power through that ability and just knock out your Shiftries, because you're not hitting for too much damage. It's not overpowered, and as a stage 2, it is therefore weak, unfortunately. So 2 out of 5 stars for me. It's a bad card, unfortunately. Ninjask. Let's see. So, this definitely pairs with the Shedinja in the set. When I play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve a new Pokemon. So, I'm not sure how good the Shedinja is. I'll come back to that. Shaman, Flower Bearing. Flip a coin if it's your opponent's active Pokemon. I'll attach it. Put them on the bottom of their deck. Okay, so that could be interesting, actually. I think it's still a bad card. It's a weird payment. Like, Grass is not a great type right now. But just shuffling an opponent's Pokemon in, it just seems weak with such little HP and ADP still being good in the format. 1-prize Pokemon need to be very, very good to be able to keep up, and this just doesn't seem like a card that's going to be able to do that. I got Genesect. This card looks absolutely terrible. So does this Go-Goat. 160 for 3 energy is okay, but still really bad. Dhelmise, this card looks terrible too. So we got Eerie Beam. Okay, so this card actually seems really interesting. I really do like it. Actually, let's go ahead and go with the V first. Nothing special here. Mysterious Wave is okay situationally against like a Pikachu Zekrom. You're getting 230 with something like a Zigzagoon Ping. You're Okoing, or a Vitality Band or something. Supposing you have 6 energies, which is still very, very situational. Then of course Gmax Wave. So that's I think it's an interesting attack against like a fully charged up Pikarom. You're hitting 300, which is great. Against Centiskorch, I mean, you're already getting one-shotted super, super easily. And that's just the unfortunate thing here. So, I think the card Weakness to Fire really hurts it. Its HP isn't anything special. And Eerie Beam is great. I feel like if you play like weakness cards, it could be an acceptable card. Like, I think with the best possible list, honestly, I think it's a 3 or 4 out of 5. Like, let's say 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think it's an okay card. I'll give it that. But it really is just going to depend on how the meta shapes up. If fire is still very prevalent in Centiskorch and Babylocephalon, this card is going to lose to so many things, and it's hardly going to be worth playing because you're always going to lose first. Because they can just charge a Pokemon in one turn and be halfway to winning the game. And you really can just never win that trade. So, yeah, in the right meta, it's good, but so next is going to be Zard V. 210 is okay on a V Pokemon. Weakness to Fire is bad. Jungle Rising, that could be very interesting in like a grass-type tank deck, but I think Weakness to Fire is what just hurts it the most. Centiskorch VMAX is still a very popular deck. Babyloun's on the rise. And I think that it's just a rough typing right now. Grass is just unfortunately very bad. It could be like okay in combination with something like Rillaboom VMAX if the meta's right, but I think overall this is like a 1 or 2 out of 5. For like as a V Pokemon, it seems very, very bad. It hits for minimal damage and its effect isn't great. I could see it be used in like a gimmick deck and like a tank something. I don't know. Seems like very few fire types in this set. Charizard Definitely going to be a chase card, especially with like the promo coming out and everything. Battle Sense, the top 3, put one in your hand. That's very good, actually. You can thin through your deck very quickly. You can find Leon very easily. You can hit at maximum 300 damage for 2 energies, which is pretty good. Like, well, like you don't even need to play Welder every turn as a fire deck, which is great. I think that's like okay, but as a stage 2 Pokemon, unfortunately, it's just terrible. It's bad. I hate to see it. Like, another stage 2 Charizard. Like, I think it's definitely on the better side of gimmick decks. It can absolutely beat out something like Orbeetle or Rillaboom. It might even be able to keep pace with something like Pikachu and Zekrom, because if you can right away start aggressively battle sensing, get multiple Leons into your discard pile. If we still have Tapu Lele in the format, I think this would be easily 4 out of 5 stars, very, very playable. I think in this format, it's a 2 out of 5, with ADP still very prevalent. Like, I could see this taking a maybe 45 or 45-55, or even maybe 50-50 to ADPization. Because if you can go consistently turn 2 Royal Blaze for an Oko on ADP, then that could be okay, especially with the damage buff Leon gives you. I could see that being okay, honestly. Okay, so, it's 2 out of 5 in this meta, but, like, if we have a better way to search for supporters, 4 out of 5, I think. Because if you can aggressively search and thin Leons, I think it could be quite good. Maybe, like, aggressively with, like, Jirachi and Battle Sense and NHXs. I think it could be okay, but I think, like, as a one-prize Pokemon, it's important to not play too many multi-prize Pokemon. So that's my thoughts on the card. Okay, so we got a bunch of evolutions on the set. If this Pokemon is a memory capsule, grass Pokemon to play have no abilities. I think that's situational. What does the Eevee in this set do? The Eevee in this set is absolutely garbage. I don't think there's any very good Eevees right now. Fire Mane is a bad attack. Like, there are much better attacks you could be using. Like, I'm not really sure. I think, like, it could be a gimmick deck, like, shut down your opponent's abilities if something like that turns out to be prevalent, but I think overall the cards are all bad. Of course, like, we got another one here in Vaporeon, but first, let's keep going. So, like, this 1 out of 5 at best, probably not even rankable. Got Magcargo. This card seems bad. Could be an okay gimmick deck, but you can charge it up in one turn, do 180 with a Welder and a Twin, but overall just seems bad. Talonflame V. I really like this card. I think it could be very good in something like Baby Blacephalon. Give you an option going first, draw, and instead of using Zacian V, you use Fast Flight, get yourself a fresh hand of 6 cards. Just like use your first turn to play all your quick balls, set up, leave yourself like a 1 or 2 card hand, then Fast Flight at the end of the turn, draw right back up to 6. I think leaving in the active exposed is a little bit risky, but the free retreat is great. Fast Flight seems like an okay attack. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. Seems like it could be good in a lot of fire decks, or really just any deck that thins aggressively on turn 1 and just wants an option to refresh the hand. I guess Zacian kind of also does this and is better. I think, like, it's a 3 out of 5 on its own, but in comparison to Zacian V, it's, like, not good. I don't think it'll see very much play. Maybe in something like Baby Blounds, because it draws more cards than Zacian, that's for sure. But it has to be in the active, it has to be your attack. You have to attach to it. I think it's 2 out of 5, but, like, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 in the right meta, but right now, like, 2 out of 5. Vaporeon, bad card, unfortunately. Hydro Pump, that's a bad version of Hydro Pump, unfortunately. But this. Okay. Another tanky whale boy that gets one-shotted by everything in the format now because of the power creep, which is unfortunate. But that's just how it is, I think. Hydro Pump, like, it's okay. Could be a decent gimmick deck, but overall, card's bad. Like, 1 out of 5 stars there. Samurott, very cool Pokemon, but, card is bad, unfortunately. Like, the Disruption is okay. I think it'll probably be, like, a build and battle Pokemon, but nothing beyond that. 1 out of 5 stars there. Okay, so we got Darmanitan V, which Frozen Slice, nothing special here. Paralysis on a coin flip is okay. Got Frostmoth to charge it up. Max Whiteout. This attack does 30 each of your opponent's special. Okay, so with the new scope goggles, whatever it's called, I think telescopic sight. Interesting. Okay, this okay. So you can swing for like 60 into a Crobat. That's a 3-shot. You tank a hit probably. With Struggle Gloves, you one-shot Zacian, but you also get one-shotted, of course. But of course, like, use Frostmoth 4 times, attach a weakness guard. You're not getting one-shotted by Zacian. Maybe even, like, with the new, I think Magearna might be rotated, but, like, 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench with the new item, with the new tool card, it's okay. It's okay. I think this card, it's just not a good VMAX, unfortunately. Like, you have something like Eternatus, which hits for a lot more damage and for a lot cheaper and doesn't rely on Frostmoth. So I think it's a 2 out of 5 for me. It's like, okay. Got Dreadnought. This card seems bad. Like, Paralysis if you played Nessa, but not easy to chain. So that's a 1 out of 5. Cramorant could be a decent gimmick deck, but I just think in the long run, it relies too much on Nessa. I think it's just not good. 2 out of 5 here. Good gimmick deck, but nothing more than that. Got Pikachu V. Nothing special from that. You may as well... I think the other Pikachu V might actually be better. Actually, well, I mean, Charge is okay if it lives, but you get one-shot by, like, Zacian. Plenty of things you get one-shot by here. Pikachu VMAX, though. Honestly, I think this card is terrible. There's no reason to play this over Pikachu and Zekrom. It's slower. Doesn't provide energy acceleration. You get one-shot by Colossal. The card seems bad. For a VMAX, 1 out of 5, maybe 2 out of 5. I could see it being an okay gimmick deck. Some people are definitely going to try it out. But I think card is bad overall. But maybe I'll get proved wrong. Maybe this Electrode is worth playing. Okay, I think this Electrode, though, 3 out of 5 stars for me. But I think just the way Pikarom is played currently, it might not even be worth it. Like, it takes up like a minimum 4 spots in your deck. Of course, because you have to play the pre-evolution. And it's really not worth it playing less than a 2/2. And I think, like, there's just not much else to it. It's unfortunate, but I think it's an okay card. Could be really, really good in, like, Raichu Fossil Lock. Just pull off 2 of these, Paralysis, eventually stamp to 1 Paralysis, item lock with Almastar. That could be really good. Another of these Evolutions. That's a pretty bad card, unfortunately. This Zapdos. I think it's very interesting. Personally, I think it's an immediate one-of in Pikarom. Low retreat cost. Can snipe for 160 onto a Dedenne, where not many other attackers in the deck can. I think that's very good. A 1-prize card Pokemon that can do that is very, very good. You can really punish your opponent from putting down too many Pokemon. I doubt you'd play the scope for this, but could be good. You can, like, Oko Crobat V. I think it's a very, very good card. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I might be wrong, but I'm absolutely trying this card out in every Lightning deck I play. I think it's a fantastic card, though very situational. Ampharos V, there's nothing very special about this card. It does decent spread damage. Lightning type is good. Although weakness to fighting is a bit rough. Now with Colossal VMAX coming out, I think 30 to each of your opponents. Oh yeah, this is really bad. I think this is like 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5 stars. Really, really bad card. Another amazing rare here. We got a Raikou, amazing rare. Amazing Shot. Okay, so you got 120 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So 120 spread. Well, you got Coco V. Metal Saucer, I think it's only to basic Pokemon, to Metal Pokemon though. But I think Turbo Patch is really good for the Amazing Rare Pokemon. You can definitely charge this up in one turn with the Turbo Patch, Coco V, or Coco Prism, and an attachment. I think that could be pretty good. I think it's a really good card. Just the energy cost is a bit rough to chain. And like 120 is a little bit underwhelming, I think, compared to something like Pikarom. I don't know. Like, I'm just not really sure like what else you would put in a deck with this. I feel like it has to be its own deck because just because of like the weird energy typing, like it'd be difficult to play too many energy types in a single deck. So I'm gonna give this card 3 to 5 stars. I think it's a very good card, but it'll be difficult to pair it with something to give it like an engine. Okay. This seems bad. Like it's an okay draw, but there's much better cards you could be playing. Strikeout, this card is terrible. Galvantula. Could be a gimmick deck, but bad card. 1 out of 5. What is this ability? Okay, that's just free retreats. This isn't anything. Is this Electros worth even trying? No. Stage 2 Pokemon with underwhelming attacks. That's, yeah, that's just bad, unfortunately. Got a basic Zekrom. Well, I mean, it does paralysis with no coin flip, which you love to see. You can chain it using... I think it could be a good gimmick deck, actually. Like, Wild Chalk, Paralysis. Like, maybe with the Electrode. You can chain this relatively easily. Just play 4 of this. Coco, Prism. Maybe, like, one of Boltund V. Niche card. But I don't know. It could be good. It could be good. I'm going to give this 2 out of 5 stars. I'm definitely going to try it out. Zeraora. Fighting Lightning. Okay. So, 110 for 2 energies. Even on a basic Pokemon, this card is terrible. Like, you're not even hitting into something like a Jirachi for knockout. I think it's just a bad card overall. I think it could be a niche card in Pikarom or something for, like, hit a 110 into Eternatus or something, but I think it's just bad overall. This card doesn't look very good at all. Okay, so got Clefable. Once during your turn, if your active Pokemon has any psychic energy attached, heal 20 from it, recovers from a special condition. That's just not good. Girafarig. If your opponent shuffles, you may have your... Oh, wow, okay. This could be very interesting in, like, control. Like, if your opponent has a big hand or something, you can put it down. But I think 2 energy attack cost is weird. I just don't think the card is very good at all. Could be interesting, but not good. Okay, only with... Okay, so this is where Ninjask comes into play. So, just refresh on what this does. So when you evolve, so basically you have to play Nincada and Ninjask and Shedinja for Shedinja to come into play. But Life Squeeze could be very interesting. You can go Twin Welder, you can go Welder Attach, you can go Twin Coco. Lots of ways to charge it up. Then you have either like Garbodor, you have Galarian Slowbro, you have really any way to poison them, burn them, or something like that. I think it could be like I think it's meme deck tier though. Like it's okay. It's fine. It's meh, honestly. Like yeah, it's just not good. 2 out of 5 stars. Banette. Could be like a niche inclusion in a deck that like doesn't like one shot Eternatus, like can do like 220, like devolve it. Could be kind of sketch, like take 2 prizes with an ability and then come in with a strong attack with like maybe even like Raikou Amazing Rare or something. This could actually be a decent partner for Raikou Amazing Rare. Because, like, yeah, if you use, like, this attack twice, maybe onto, like, 2 VMAX Pokemon, set up 2 Banette, take 4 prizes, and then just come in and finish it off with Zapdos. That's interesting. I'm down to test that for sure. Okay, alright, Alright, so next we got Whimsicott. This card, definitely a decent chance of being a good gimmick deck, maybe even a competitively viable one. I'd say it's just as good as the GX. Like, it has just as much chance of being good. Like, GX has seen some play, no huge success though. So at maximum, what you're doing, in standard at least, you're doing at maximum with 6 Pokemon, 250 damage. That Oko's Pikarom with a Zigzagoon, you Oko Raichu, 2 Zigzagoons, you're Okoing Mewtwo, Reshizard, Breakzard. I mean, I think it could be viable. It's a 3 out of 5 star card for me. Good gimmick deck. This card, this is bad. This looks bad as well. Geohunt could be weird in like control deck, maybe like a Gothita Xerneas control, but that just doesn't seem good. Sparkle Veil, as long as this Pokemon is the active spot, your Pokemon take 30 less damage from opponent's attacks. Oh, that seems bad. Okay, got Alcremie. And you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. During your turn, you have each player draw a card. That could be kind of good, like in a force your opponent to draw deck, maybe like Gengar Mimikyu or something. I don't know. That could be fine. Like, I guess. Maybe could be, decent in niche decks, like, nah, but okay. So we got Zacian, Amazing Rare. The first attack is, like, okay, but this is supposing that you live, which is difficult in this format. Weakness to metal doesn't really matter because you're already low on HP. It's a Zacian card, so it has to be okay, right? Has any VMAX in play, you're hitting for 300. And the attack cost is weird, though. You're going to be reliant on hitting 2 Turbo Patch, because I don't believe Metal Saucer can attach to non-metal Pokemon. If it was a metal type, I think this card would be amazing. But it's not. So, but 300 damage on a 1-prize Pokemon, if your opponent has any VMAX in play, that's pretty good. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's an okay gimmick card. Amazing Sword, like, it could be a fun, like, maybe it's just like an amazing rare deck that just focuses on using like all kinds of different like niche amazing rare attacks, like amazing rare box, just like Turbo Patch. That could be pretty hype. I also forgot to mention with Raikou, you can use like the scope to hit 150 into something with Zigzag and Pink that Oko's Dedenne, which is pretty nice. Okay, next we're gonna have. What's the next card that looks decently playable? Yeah, that looks bad. Yeah, I mean, like Limit or something. This card, 1 out of 5 stars, did okay in Japan, but only because we had the Jirachi Prism combo still over there. Regirock, this card looks bad. Drillbur, nothing there. Terrakion, nothing. I'm not seeing anything for the fighting types except for these two. Okay. So, Colossal V, nothing too special here, but obviously evolves into the VMAX. I think this is going to be the first... Or, no, I still think it's a 4-star card. It's an amazing card. Definitely quite good. But it could be okay with, like, a Ranger or a Rotom Phone or something. I don't know. I think it's definitely worth a shot. Definitely will be played. Regardless of, like, how much... It definitely will see some play at some point. Weakness to grass isn't very relevant. Although, maybe like Orbeetle can do well against it, because like 4 energy, yeah, you're getting one-shotted by Orbeetle. VMAX, I think it's okay. The 4 out of 5 stars, definitely worth a try. Grapploct, full Nelson, okay. Okay. 170 every 2 turns seems bad for 2 energy. That's nothing. Okay. Another amazing rare Pokemon. Zamazenta, amazing rare. Once again, we got this metal... okay. But this one costs a lightning. So we can Coco V this one. or Coco Prism, I keep saying Coco V. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage under this Pokemon. Okay. So this is very, very good against Eternatus VMAX. It's kind of like basic Zamazenta, except like a little worse. But I could definitely see this being like a niche one of in like any deck that, or like the Amazing Rare box I was kind of talking about. I'll definitely draft a list for that. Let you guys know how that goes. So this, 2 out of 5 stars, but not a great card. Okay. Next card we're gonna look at is gonna be. Oh, I can just do this. Torment could be very interesting against like something like Eternatus VMAX if you like stamp them to a low hand size or something. Doesn't seem great though. This terrible. Mill 3 for a twin is garbage. Speaking of garbage, 30 damage for each tool in your discard pile. Could be like a fun Whimsicott Garbodor gimmick deck. You can probably relatively consistently hit 180, maybe 210. You'd have to play a bunch of tools, though. That's, like, the only bad thing. And attacks for Twin or Triple XL, which is pretty good. Okay, let's see. We got... That card seems pretty bad. Okay, we got... Steelix V. Okay. This card seems terrible. 1 out of 5 stars. Nothing for this. Pokemon of Free Retreat. That just seems bad. Jirachi Amazing Rare. 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing card. This card looks fantastic. With U-turn board, like, you can retreat super, super easily. I think this card is absolutely amazing. No pun intended, but I believe the card is fantastic. Amazing stars and okay attack. Could be niche in some decks. Metal Tusker does work on this Jirachi, though. So that's pretty nice. But Dreamy Revelation is fantastic. Just draw through your entire deck. It's kind of like a free Pidgeotto. You can use like 2 or even 3 of these a turn with net. Draw through your deck very good. I think it's going to be excellent in control decks. As opposed to like Jirachi, because you don't have to like net it or switch it. But I think this is a fantastic card. 5 out of 5 stars for sure. Will see play. Lucario, this card seems bad. Well, I mean, with like Metal Saucer and everything, like Knuckle Impact could be okay. Dialga, this card sucks. Excadrill, this card is bad. This is bad. Could be a decent gimmick though. This card is terrible. Aegislash V by itself is like okay. But this. Okay, so you can consistently hit... So at the beginning of the game, you're like... I think Zacian is just straight up better than this. Zacian is just the best metal Pokemon. Zacian V it's a fantastic card. But this on its own, it's a terrible VMAX. Like, 1 or 2 out of 5 stars, I just don't see it seeing play. Magearna. Cool. Shuffle the hand, draw 6. Could be decent in, like, pre-release decks, theme decks. Nothing there. 20 for each of your opponent's bench. That's 110. This card is pretty bad. Duraludon. 20 damage for each damage counter. Power Blast. This card is, like, the other Duraludon just kind of seems better. Honestly. Because, like, to counteract something like Decigoons, like, that's just better. Snorlax, Gorman dies. Once during your turn, if the Pokemon your active spot, you draw until you have 7 cards in your hand. If you use this ability, your turn ends. This is going to be great in control and decks that require like a lot of setup, like maybe even like Flygon could see some play. But I think that's pretty good. This card, 3 out of 5 stars, will definitely see some play. Lugia, 1 out of 5 stars. It's very, very situational. Can be charged up in 1 turn with a Welder and a Twin, but fire here because in the hand, it's nothing. Like, turn 1 stamp, turn 2, 250. Well, turn 2, 250 damage. That's really good, but it'll be difficult to chain. Swallow, this card seems really bad. Like, Round is just not good, unfortunately. Rayquaza, Amazing Rare. Forgot this card is in the set. Okay. Just got basic energy. So you're consistently hitting 240. You have Coco Prism. Oh, I actually forgot about Karate Belt. Karate Belt can be used for all the fighting things. That's actually pretty good. But like 160, 240, this card hardly even seems worth playing. Like 1 out of 5 stars. It's not good. This card is bad. Just building battle fodder. Okay, so Togekiss V on its own is really bad, but the VMAX, I think maybe like a Togekiss VMAX control deck could be really fun. You can kind of search for like tank cards. Weakness to Lightning isn't great, but with Colossal VMAX coming into the format, Peak Realm will definitely go down in play. I think it could be niche. 120 is a good number, good solid number to be hitting for like a triple acceleration or like a welder attachment or a Koga Prism or something. Good solid number, for sure. Tornadus. This card is bad. Please put me top 3 because you're going to touch any... Ooh. This seems like it could be niche in a deck that plays a lot of energies. I'm not sure what deck that would be, but good if... It could in a deck that plays a lot of energies, maybe. Alistair, this card seems relatively bad. Could be niche in something like Mad Party, I don't know. This card seems bad. Like, it could be good in, like, Colossal VMAX, like, charge it up, turn 2, I guess. Like, you go attach, and then you probably find some energy. That could be nice. I'll say 1 out of 5 on the Alistair, 3 out of 5 on the B. Beauty, this card sucks, 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5, Rare Fossil's bad. Sir Chester Bath. This could be, like, okay on Zacian Lucario Metal. I think 3 out of 5 stars for sure. I'd say, like, if you ran 4 of in Zacian Luke Metal, you'd be taking even less damage. Which is okay. Drone Rotom, this card is absolutely garbage. Why would you ever play this card? 0 out of 5 stars. Heroes Metal. This card is amazing. 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely going to be super good. Force your opponent to KO 3 Pokemon VMAX to win the game. That's very good. I think it's very, very good. And something like Eternatus, you got a 240 HP Pokemon swinging for 270 damage. That, like, gives up 2 prizes. That seems good to me. I don't know. Seems very good. League Staff, this card is bad. Leon, 3 out of 5 stars. It seems niche. Like, you can hit some decent numbers with it, but nothing crazy. Obviously needed in the Charizard deck, though. Memory Capsule, this card could be interesting. I just don't think there are too many Pokemon with, like, great pre-evolutions. Like, there's no reason to play, like, the evolved Pokemon. If it's that good anyways. Moochees, that seems bad. Nessa, I like the card, but it just doesn't seem... It doesn't seem great. It's a cool idea in, like, Cramorant and stuff, but it just doesn't seem great. 2 out of 5 stars there. Opal. Flip to question any number. Well... Glimwood Tangle, of course it's meant to be played with that. You got, like, the Glimwood Tangle in the background. You're consistently going to be able to search your deck for... So if you flip 2, you got a 25% chance. Flip to 25% chance. You have something like a 30 or 40% chance, somewhere around there, to be able to search for 2 cards. You'll consistently be able to search for 1 with Glimwood, which is pretty nice. Like, 2 out of 5 stars there could be okay in a deck that needs specific cards. I just don't think it's great overall. Rocky Helmet, this could be good in, like, some meme Stunfisk recoil deck. Just doesn't seem great overall. Maybe in, like, a tank deck it could be good, get damage over time. I love this card. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. It seems very, very good with Cramorant v Zapdos. Pretty good. Winden Stadium. Why would they ever print this card? This card seems really bad and good at the same time. I'm not really sure, like, how to describe it. Like, wait, hang on. When it's evolved? This card seems terrible. Why would you ever take damage on a Pokemon V without getting one-shotted before it's a VMAX? That seems just terrible. 1 out of 5 stars. This, like, if you're playing a grass deck, like, you may as well play it anyways, but special conditions just aren't very prevalent right now. Like, you may as well play it if you're playing a grass deck, but it's just not... I feel like I can't really give it a ranking, because if you're playing a grass deck, play it, yeah, why not? But just over... Like, I feel like it's only as good as grass. Grass as a type is. And right now, grass as a type is not good. Maybe Orbeetle VMAX can turn that around, but we'll just have to wait and see. This card is fantastic. I don't know why they printed this card. Zacian Lucario Metal is going to be absolutely busted after this set, because you can take, after Hero's Bath, you can take 80 less damage and have no weakness without sacrificing energy slots for weakness guard. This card is dumb good. Like, there is no reason to not play this in Zacian Lucario Metal. Strong Fighting Energy, once again, it's like, if you're playing a fighting deck, play it. If you're not playing a fighting deck, there is no reason to play it. Like, yeah. Okay, Wash Water Energy, last special energy, last card in the set we're going to review. This card is pretty bad, but if you're playing a water deck, may as well play it anyways. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. Well, that's going to be the review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think this set overall is very underwhelming. Nothing format changing as far as I could tell. Some pretty good cards. I'll start drafting this very soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe. Really, really does help us out. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Hopefully, and we will see you in the next one.